Hey Rodney, how you doing?
Oh, I'm not Rodney.
You're not Rodney?
Strauss.
Yeah.
You're looking for Rodney?
Yeah.
Okay. How's it going?
Hey Rodney, how you been?
What's your name?
Edward, Mike Strauss.
Edward or Mike Strauss?
Mike's my middle name.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I just wanted to check in with you on that video footage from the police department.
Okay, you got a request in for it?
Yeah, it's been in for quite a while now, and I was told that that we were trying to work on getting the video footage put on DVDs. There was a problem because I wanted like 3 days worth of footage and all that, so I was just checking in on it after the holiday and stuff.
I do remember that. I do know, I think you requested the video, what's it called, footage?
From the
body cam, we don't have body cam.
No, yeah, I know.
We're just talking
I'm talking about from the
jail.
jail, from the holding cell hallway, and from the booking area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have an update for you on that. I'd have to check. I mean, that's, I know that you put your request in, but I'd have to go and take a look to see if they've completed that, if it's even been possible.
How long do they hold that footage?
I don't know, to tell you the truth. It's on a system that, obviously, it's not here at City Hall, it's over at the jail, so I'd have to take a look.
How soon can you get an answer to me? But I've been waiting for several months. I believe I've been pretty patient about it.
I haven't heard from you in a while, and I mean, to be honest, it's something that's, I'm sure that either they've continuously been working on it, or if something's come up, I just haven't heard from them yet. So, I mean, long story short, I don't have an answer for you right now.
Okay.
So, I'll just have to double back with them and see what's going on with it. It's one of the IT commander over there, Titus, so I have to talk with her and see where she's at with that.
Also, the last I spoke with IA about the IA investigation about the arrest in front of my house and the abandoned building situations, both of those.
Say that again.
About the arrest in front of my house on 9/1 and then the arrest at the abandoned building. In regards to those two IA investigations, they said that they sent the results over to the chief, I believe around the 1st of December. So they said that when I talked with him, he told me that if I wanted to find out anything further, that I'd have to come in and talk with you guys because it wasn't something they could discuss with me, and that only you guys would know what you're allowed to discuss with me about what the results of that IA investigation.
Your internal affairs investigation?
Yeah.
Pertaining to your arrest in September?
Yeah, in September, and the one in, I believe it was July at the abandoned building down here on Broadway. So there was an investigation for both of those.
I'm not familiar with the July one. I am familiar with the September one. There's been they have filed a verified complaint against Officer Jones in that case.
What does that mean by a verified complaint?
A verified complaint is the procedure that you have, or essentially the filing that you have to file. It's an administrative charge, essentially, against police officers. It goes before the police commission.
Okay.
So that's been filed. The commission will accept or reject that administrative charge at the next. They have a monthly meeting the first Thursday of every month. So.
Is that a public meeting?
Yeah, it's a public meeting.
Do you know when the next meeting is?
It would be the first Thursday in February, which I don't have a calendar.
Oh, first Thursday in February. So if it won't...
First Thursday, it's 3:30 is when the executive session starts, and then I think shortly thereafter...
and you said that was the Police Merit Commission?
It's the actual title of it is the Gary Police Civil Service Commission.
Civil Service Commission,
yes.
Okay.
And that's over at 555 Polk in the community building, first Thursday of every month. And usually I think...
Oh, right there in front when you go on the front doors. You get the police department to the right, to the left is the community.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a big room over there, right past the vending machines and whatnot.
That's what time?
I think it starts, I want to say the executive session starts at 3, and then the public session is tentatively 3:30, or the executive session starts at 3:30, and then tentatively whenever they're done. The executive session is always first.
Okay.
So sometimes that lasts a half hour. I've been there.
Is that a matter that's held in executive session or in public session?
It's all, well, what it'll do is during the executive session, they discuss the complaints, and by and large, they always accept the verified complaints unless there's something, on its face that's just not a...
Okay.
And by accept, I mean they accept it for, they will hear it.
Correct, yeah.
It's not, they don't say, okay, well, we believe this, we don't believe this, or...
Yeah, they either accept to hear it or to not hear it. Yeah.
It's like essentially kind of like not even a grand jury type thing. It's really...
No, I know what you're saying, yeah.
But what they do then is they'll set it for a disciplinary hearing. If they, if and when it's accepted, it'll go, since it's a sworn officer, it'll go before an independent hearing officer. So they have 5 different hearing officers that they have on staff, that I shouldn't say on staff, that are contracted.
Okay.
They'll hear the case. I'm almost always, I don't think, since I've been here.
Is that all done as a public meeting type situation?
Yeah, it's held just like a trial, basically.
Oh, okay.
So I bring forward the information, the evidence against the officer, the allegations, and substantiate that with either, whatever evidence I have, whatever witnesses I have.
Okay.
And then the hearing officer gives their determination as to whether or not they believe that there was violations and to what extent, and then they recommend a form of discipline. Then the commission accepts, rejects, or modifies based on whatever the hearing officer finds. So most, by and far, the hearing officer or the commission almost always accepts the findings of the hearing officer, the recommendation of the hearing officer. The only time that I've seen it happen otherwise is if the commission has, notice of prior disciplinary, actions that have been taken against that officer, and then they'll, move the discipline up. So maybe it'll go from like a 30-day suspension, they'll do 6 months or something. I'm just throwing those numbers out there. But
so then the hearing officer is basically somebody from the Gary Legal Department? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, okay.
The hearing officer is an independent. It's typically a defense attorney. There's a lot of defense attorneys that they sign up for those contracts, so they get the contracts for the commission. So there's 5 different hearing officers. I think all of them are defense attorneys in the area.
Okay.
So I mean, it's most of the time, I think they're all defense attorneys because obviously, there's no conflicts with the defense attorney. The defense attorneys are typically on the other side of officers anyway. That's just the way that I've always viewed it. But yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much the process and procedure.
All right. And does that normally all happen that one night, or is it spread out over a couple months, or how does that normally work?
It depends on the...
If there is a normal.
I'll put it this way. I've had cases where the hearings have taken 2 hours. I've had cases where it's been 3 days that have taken over because of the schedules of the different attorneys involved. It's taken a couple of months. In your situation, I mean, it's pretty much, it's not necessarily all that complex of an issue. It doesn't seem like whether or not there was a violation based on the way that one incident was handled with Miss Jones, because that was the only time you had dealt with Miss Jones, correct?
Correct. However, since then, I've been contacted by a couple of people that think that she has been involved in a couple other incidents that I've been taking a look at myself, and that I plan to bring to y'all's attention. But
you would have to actually do another.
There's some other FOIAs that I got to file to get some information regarding that, but it's nothing I'm ready to give you guys yet. So, but I mean, other than that, that's the only time I dealt with her myself. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the commission will hear, or the hearing officer will hear, they'll make a determination of whether or not they believe she violated any of the rules and regulations. And from there, the commission will handle it. I mean, it's a fair system, just as it,
So it's my understanding, from what IA told me, was that when it's the information sent to the chief, he could do anything up to like a 30-day suspension, and then if he believes it deserved more, then he has to send it to that civil service commission, or whatever you call it.
What the rule states is per the ordinance. It's a city ordinance, and it pretty much mimics state law. The chief of police has discretion up to 5 days. He can
5 days.
He can suspend without pay for up to 5 days. If he would like to discipline an officer further than 5 days, that has to go before the commission. So that's pretty much the situation that we filed a verified complaint. So I think.
Is there any way to find out what his recommendation was, or the recommendation of the hearing officer, or will that be basically be given at the time that when that civil, that meeting in February happens?
At the February meeting, I think you can probably, and even before then, you may be able to request the verified complaint that was filed from the commission, or you can file a FOIA request here, and we can give you the verified complaint. I think. Well, let me think about that. Since it is a pending matter. Well, no, it's been filed. It's a public record now. It would be public record, I think, since it was filed before the commission, and that would go before a public hearing. So. So
that basically, is that recommendation in that verified complaint then, or is it just the facts, basically facts laid out just like a verified complaint in a criminal matter?
It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we include recommended discipline with it. Sometimes we don't. It's been, I can't remember exactly what all it states. So.
Okay. Yeah, so about how long do you think it might take you to get on that video and get that to me?
I can, you've been waiting on that, so I'll call right away and see where they're at with it. I know that they had said it was going to take a very, very long time, because it was something that they weren't even sure whether or not they could process. Leave me your phone number, just so I have it. I know I've got it in our files, but I didn't. You're right here, so just leave your phone number if you could. What should I call you, Mike? Or Ed?
Yeah, Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, that's what I go by. I rarely go by Ed. I use that for legal documents and medical stuff, and that's about it.
All right.
Yeah. Otherwise, you call my dad Ed, and you Ed, and my grandpa, and we all get us confused,
Fair enough, buddy. Anything else I can help you?
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Anything else?
No. You have a good day.
Have a good day.
Yep. Alright, so that is how that went. Yes, that is exactly about, better turn that off. Basically the city filed the verified complaint against Officer Jones